Hello everyone, so we are back. Here is the before and here is the after. I think it turned out really great. So we had the pants, and what we did was we removed all the stitching. I took a seam ripper and just ripped all of it, and we were able to get 4 pieces of fabric with the pants. And from there I kind of took 3 of those pieces and just sew them along the end and attach them in that manner, uh, using about 3/4 of an inch seam allowance. And this section there is what's going to provide us the bottom portion of our apron. So here you can see that I've already connected all 3 pieces together. Now what I need to work on now is to cut exactly how long I want the bottom portion of our apron. And once I decided how much that was, obviously I'm gonna go ahead and cut it to the size that I wanted. I love using rotary cutter. It just makes the cut really nice and even and really fast. So just be careful with it though. I used to always just use scissor, but cutting with scissors now is not as accurate as the rotary cutter. So anyways, I've decided the size I wanted and went ahead and cut it. And from there I'm gonna take this piece and bring it back to my sewing machine and sew gathering stitch right up on the top. Here's what the stitch that I just did, and what I'm doing here is just gathering my fabric together to fit the size of my bib from my apron. So you just take one of the loose thread and just keep pulling it until you reach to the point where it's the right size for you to fit the bib. And once I'm able to reach that, we can then begin to attach it to our bib. Now, before I move on to the bib, I want to go ahead and just check to see how long is my skirt. And just make sure the lines on the bottom are even. Obviously you can see here it's uneven, very uneven. So I just want to even that up, um, and then just go from there. So now our apron is kind of short on the end and then goes longer on the front. That's just the fabric salvage that we're able to get from the pants. So I'm just kind of working around what we are given with to work with. So yeah, and it's not a problem. I think it turned out really cute. You'll see at the end. So I just trimmed that, make sure it's good to go. And now here I'm back with the gathering portion of the apron. So the bottom portion there is the bib for our apron. I cut it to size, and obviously we want our gathering to match that size, and I think I ended up with the 14 inches in the end, so I had to match the gathering through my with my bib portion of the apron. So I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about here. But here I'm just trying to draw a picture on how I want to cut the actual bib. The fabric I'm working on is the actual fabric that we're going to use for a bib. So that's basically the shape of the bib that we wanted to cut. So and before we do attach our bib to our skirt, go ahead and make sure you hem the side of the skirt, just folding it 1/4 of an inch and then folding it one more time, and just go all the way straight down to the bottom, doing this on both sides of the apron or the skirt portion. And so I've gone ahead and attached the bib to the skirt, and this is what it looks like. I think it's starting to look really, really pretty. I love the way the gather is, and it kind of hides a little bit some of that stitching that we did to connect all three pieces. And the length is really good, and I love how the hem is starting to look there. So the next portion we need to work on is working on the strap. We have plenty of salvage material, so I've decided to just go ahead and just use 2 inches cut. So I cut 2 inches strips, as many as I could, and then I just kind of connect all those together as a long string. That's what we're going to use as a belt, to tie the belt, and as well as the neck strap. So I cut the strip into 2 inches wide, and then what we do from there is we take those strips and sew them together, one strip at a time, thus making them a finished product of about 1.75 inches, because we're gonna need some seam allowance of 1/4 inch. So that's how wide our strips are gonna end up. Okay, so they're gonna be about 1.75 inches wide. Not very wide, but that's just because that's all the fabric that we have to work with. So you can see right there, I folded it, and then I'm gonna sew at the edge there. And then once we do that, I'm gonna flip it inside out to the right size, and then I just kind of press it just to make it easier for me to work with. So here's the finished strings that we were able to put together, and all we got to do now is just connect them to your bib, and as well as the waistline. I think I have about 36 inches worth of strip from my waistline, and I believe I have about 22, 23 on the collar portion of our apron. I'm just kind of making sure here that all my strip are even, and also with the strip I didn't cut, I mean sew the tip, so all I did there is see, as you can see, one is already sewn, and it's nice and clean. um, all I had to do for that is just take the strip and then just fold it in like I'm doing here, and then just sew a straight stitch right across, just like that on all um, um, two of the strip, because we don't really need to do all 4 of them. The reason for that is when we attach our apron, it doesn't really matter, because this is how we're gonna attach it. Remember, I did a fold on the top bib of about 2 inches, I believe. 2 inches fold, just because I want the apron bib to be a little bit more sturdier on the top. So this is how I'm gonna attach my bib. Okay, so you just open it, lay that strip down, and then bring it up, and then from there we are going to just sew a little rectangular, and then just put an X on it, and we're going to do that on both sides of the apron. So once we're able to position our shoulder strap, we're going to go ahead and attach our waistband. So what I'm doing here is I'm just finding out the center of my waistband, so this way our straps are nice and even. And I'm marking it there, and as I open it, I notice there's the connecting stitch right there. So I've decided I'm just going to use that as a center. It's not that far, and it would be nice to have that stitched down the center anyway. This way our apron does not look a little wonky with stitches right off like that. So anyways, after I did that, I'm gonna also go ahead and find the center of my apron, and then I'll just align it with that stitches, and I'm gonna attach it. I'm gonna sew just straight stitch on both top and bottom of our strap, and then that's pretty much it. And then all we gotta do is just make sure that still on the side of our apron is we connect all that white stitching through as we pass through the belt portion. Okay, so I'm gonna finish working on this, take it to the sewing machine, and then bring you guys back once it's completed. Okay guys, our apron is pretty much complete, with the exception of the hemming. I just need to hem the bottom. That's what it looks like. I'm in the garage, so excuse me, there's a lot of people sharing this garage, so it's kind of messy. But this is what it looks like. And let me show you guys the back. We have a strap that is long enough so anybody can really use it. I think it turned out really cute, and the same thing on the back. Okay, so I like it, but I'm not quite done yet. No, I'm not done yet, because I'm thinking of doing a little bit of embellishment on it. So maybe put pocket on each side here, or maybe even do something up here. So, but it's, for the most part, the slack has now become an apron. So, and it was a lot of fun doing it. It wasn't quite hard at all. So the hard part was trying to decide how I want the apron to look, because of the actual material we have to just kind of work with. So but I think we did a pretty good job. So okay guys, we are done. I think I'm happy with it. I simply just added some yo-yo flowers, which I'd made in the past video before, and I added a couple of pockets on the side. They're not too big, but I'm not really too crazy with the pocket. I think maybe because they were just too red, I guess. But I added the yo-yo flower on each of them to kind of just embellish it and bring the connection from the top to bottom. So I had so much fun doing this, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if this is something you'd like to see more, and we'll try our best to bring you some more project like this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe so you get notified the next time I upload another video. So thank you again for watching, you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you again really soon. Thank you. God bless, and bye-bye.